Guys, so in this video I want to talk to you about the disadvantage of a teaching assistant job. So I've been talking about this whole teaching assistant job for the longest time, and it feels like, oh, this is the best thing that would ever happen to anyone. But truth is, there are some downsides I want you to know about. Okay, so my background today has changed. I'm not doing the regular sit down video because I'm going to my friend's house, and I was supposed to do it when I come back, but I'm like, let me just take advantage of the sun. You guys see how it is brighter like this, but of course I'm going this way, I'm going backward, so I can't turn like this. So I think I'll make this video on my way back. Okay, so just hold on. Disadvantages of a teaching assistant job. So on my way back I'll make this video so that the sun's reflection is showing on my face and you can see my face clearly. Don't mind what I'm wearing, I just decided to wear a normal gown. But you guys, the weather is cold. Even though the sun is blasting, the weather is still chill. So okay, I'll see you guys on my way back. Okay guys, so imagine now I am back from my friend's house, and I'm coming back from my friend's house and the sun has disappeared. That's the UK for you. Anyways, I still have to make the video. So the first disadvantage of the teaching assistant job is the fact that you are constantly job hunting. Yes, so whenever school goes on summer break, Christmas break, midterm break, mind you work with an agency, so you're not a permanent staff. So within those periods you are out of job. Okay, so the regular teachers, the people who are like permanent staff, they always get paid. So even during summer breaks, even during midterm and all of that, they always get paid. Okay, I'm at the rail station. So yeah, this is a downside, because I mean, like during summer, I remember in June, from June when I knew that school was going to go for summer break next month, I started job hunting for summer jobs, which is not fun, because if you're doing like a regular retail assistant job, you don't have to bother about all those things. It's just permanent, like you just continue. Okay, so this is a downside, because I mean, you always need jobs, because imagine not earning for 1 month. How would you pay your rent? You get? So if not that God was merciful and I found something, I would have been stuck. So teaching assistant jobs is very exciting, especially the fact that that experience is necessary, because if you want to do care job, support job, it also opens you to those opportunities. Because if you work in a special needs school, in a SEND school, that means you have experience working with vulnerable people, working with autistic kids, working with kids with some physical disabilities or challenges. You can use that experience to work in a care home or as a support worker. So in any case, it's a win-win. So what do you do? Well, like me, for now I'm already hunting for Christmas jobs. I've already started applying for seasonal jobs that's against Christmas. So when school goes on Christmas break, by God's grace, I'll just transition into those seasonal jobs, and then of course after Christmas I'll go back to working as a teaching assistant. So if this is something you can do, then go ahead. If not, you can also take the teaching assistant role. While you are doing it, you're now hunting for a more permanent position. Either way, it works. So you're not just idle. You're doing this one, you're still applying to other roles. Okay, so yeah, that's one disadvantage. The second disadvantage is the fact that once your DBS has been stained, no teaching agency would hire you. You don't get any other teaching opportunities. Where am I going to? Okay, straight. Once your DBS is stained, it's over for you. So it's not a case of you have a bad experience with one school and then another school hires you. It doesn't work like that. That's why I always want that once they've sent you to a school, try as much as possible to follow instructions to the latter. The UK is not like Nigeria, where any small thing you say, I beg, it was a mistake, I didn't know. There is no I beg. That's how, well, Nigeria is both a good thing and a bad thing. Good in the sense that, okay, they can forgive you for slight mistake, but bad that there is no way. If a school says these are 10 instructions to follow while you are here, for instance, they'll tell you, turn off your phone. If a school, especially with SEND schools, they always give that instruction. Turn off your phone. You can't use your phone in school. Don't by mistake, may your village people not tell you, say, don't turn off your phone, no, put it on silent. Maybe now that silence where you go put on, that's the day that your phone will ring out on silent. And trust me, if your phone rings out, goodbye. And like I said, once your DBS has been stained, no other school will hire you. Like, it's a universal thing. Once they check, because if you're going to get hired, they'll first check your, of course, they constantly check your DBS to be sure that this person is free from any crime, is free from any, has not flouted any law, any child law or anything. You get? So, if you flout any law, I'm so sorry, that's the end of the road for you. This is not even a disadvantage. It is a warning, because God, forgive me for this I'm about to say, like, as Nigerians, we are used to taking the shortcut. We are used to cutting corners. I'm so sorry, like I said. We are used to just not keeping to the rules 100%. But like I said, in the UK, you either keep to the rules 100% or they show you the way out. You get? So this is a warning. If you know that some of the instructions they will give you, you cannot keep to it. You get? You know that you are very, how would I say, strong-hearted. You like to do things when you want to do it and how you want to do it. I don't think this teaching assistant role or cover supervisor role is good for you, because like I said, even in other sectors, if you flout the rules and you stay in your DBS, you hardly get job in other sectors, especially jobs that have to do with you dealing with vulnerable people. So you can't get a support worker job or a care job if your DBS has been stained. You get? So this is a warning. So if you know that you know the hear word, you get coconut head, please look for another role. Don't do this teaching assistant role or cover supervisor role, because of course there will be temptation. There will be temptation, and you cannot afford to fall into this temptation. Yeah, that's one. The third thing, which is it's not necessarily a disadvantage, it's just also for me to inform you ahead, because maybe the way I'm saying it, it feels like teaching assistant job is so exciting. It's so easy to just get into. The third disadvantage, or the third thing I just want to bring to your notice, is the long onboarding process. Woo, my hand. My hand, guys, my hand. So the onboarding process, let me rest my hand and continue. So the onboarding process is really long. So you see why I like to talk about the documents you need to become a teaching assistant or to register with an agency. And let's talk about the document in advance, so you know what you are getting into. Like for me, when I started my registration, from my interview process up until the day I got my first job, it was over a month. Like this process, this onboarding process can take you a month or more if you don't have all of your documents like intact. Okay, so the onboarding process is long. At some point I was like, let me sorry, let me just look for a job elsewhere, because I mean, which kind of job where they would, like, out of the blues, after submitting a lot of documents, they'll not tell you, oh please, we need this document from you. You submit, 2 days later they're calling you, we need this document from you, we need this, we need that. I was like, I almost gave up. I was like, I don't understand why. You get? So the onboarding process is quite long and maybe frustrating, especially if you don't have most of the things they're asking for. That's why I always outline like the kind of documents you should get: police character check, DBS, references, your birth certificate, degree certificate. You know, all of those things, have them ready. But if you have all these things ready, at least in 2 weeks you should be done, because DBS takes about a week or so, police character check a week, if you do it online like a week or less. Then if you even go to the police headquarters, it's maybe you get it on that same day. You get? So the onboarding process is long. Just brace up. It's no big deal anyway. So yeah, that's it. Another disadvantage is the fact that you probably may not get your 20 hours weekly from one agency. That's why I always say, if you can register with more than one agency, that would be good. If you register with 3 agencies, 2 agencies, that would be good. So if this agency does not have shift for you, the other one will probably have. If the other one doesn't have, the other one will probably. There's no limit to the number of teaching agencies you can register with. Just register with as much teaching agencies as possible, because sometimes, of course, these agencies would not have shift. Well, this applies to not just the teaching sector, even the warehouse sector, care sector. Most times agencies do not have enough shifts for you, especially if you're a student, because they know that the restrictions. Most times my agency asks me, are you available for a permanent role? Of course I'm not available for a permanent role, because I go to school. So I just tell them 2 to 3 days. So they now look for someone who is available for like Monday to Friday, you get. So because of that, I will lose that shift, and they will now put me to only schools that need occasional supply teachers, like 2 times a week, 3 times a week, once a week, you know, all of those kind of things. So it's just normal. This is a disadvantage that cuts across different agencies, not just the teaching agency. Okay, so I've listed the fact that the onboarding process is long. You may not get your complete 20 hours from one agency. What else did I say? I talked about the well, you know the other things I talked about, you get. So these are like common, the fact that if you stay in your DBS, no other person would hire you. Okay, so these are called some of the disadvantages. They are not really disadvantages, it's just something you should be aware of. Okay, and then the fact that you constantly need to job hunt, because of course schools will go on midterm, schools will go on summer break, and you know all of that. But like I said, this is something that is doable anyways. Okay, so I just said to bring that to your notice. I'm really close to my house right now. I went to my friend's house. She got a sewing machine. Oh my god, I was just screaming. Like, I wish it was me right now. I'm like, can we just exchange? Can we just exchange? Can we skip to the part where I've already bought my machine and I've already installed this in my room? God, like, I can't wait to start sewing here in the UK. Like, sewing my clothes, not you get. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and give this video a thumbs up if you did. I'll see you in the next one. By the way, I went to borrow egusi. She said I can come and take egusi, so I'm like, okay, why not? Let's come and take the egusi. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da!